Hello and welcome back to the garden. So this is just a very short video that I'm doing today. It's basically I've decided to do like a mini project this side of Christmas. This basically involves I've got a pathway that runs to my fire pit area, which is quite narrow. It's about kind of metre and a half wide, and it was always quite a muddy path. Even in summer, the grass didn't grow very well, and it always got quite mossy because of the trees that are off to the side here. So I've made the decision to basically use some of the slabs that I've got left over from my patio project when I kind of moved into the house. I had a load of those stored behind the summer house. So I bought a few more paving slabs, and I'm basically going to build a pathway through, which will be lined with cobbles either side, the block paving, grey block paving that I use. And this will be either side of the pathway, and it will be a grey Indian sandstone uh, path, and it will solve the issue of the kind of the boggy pathway leading to this arbour and to the fire pit area. So let's go and have a look at the area now. So as you can see, I have started putting up the Christmas decorations. So I've put these up today, which is the 16th of November. So the area that's in question is this area here. Now, bear in mind, it was just a grass pathway. And the plan is to basically follow that grey cobbles that run down in that lovely curve shape so that it meets the curve here, which basically gets back to the main kind of patio area. So what I've done so far with the project is I've stripped off the turf, just literally not to the actual depth that I'm going to be using, but just to literally get rid of the turf this week. And you can see I bought myself a load of the grey cobbles, block paving cobbles that I use throughout the rest of the garden. And I will have to make a few adjustments because I've got on this right hand side, I've got the flower bed area, and that will need to come in a little bit. And on the left hand side, I'm going to run the cobbles along, obviously solidly all the way along there, and where that kind of slate edge is there, that will basically form the edge. As you come up here, you can see this here is the fire pit area, and I want to keep this as grass for now. The grass generally goes quite well here, except for this kind of back corner over here. I might make some adjustments to the shape sort of later on in the year or early next year. But for now, I'm kind of happy with that. This shows the area from the other direction here. Now, I already have the Indian sandstone kind of patio area around the arbour. Let's just zoom out a little bit. And you can see I've already got these cobbles running all the way around. So basically I want to make sure that it all links up properly here. So I've removed a row of cobbles here, and my new paving slabs are going to butt up against there and basically form the walkway through on that side, with the cobbles either side basically drawing the eye. As I say, a little bit of an adjustment, and there will be cobbles coming across this area here and meeting up. This will be a continual line. So this will now be a separate kind of section. And obviously in the summer, I still have my plants out here where these benches currently are. And materials, so I've bought a few more Indian sandstone slabs. These I managed to get from Wicks. I'm a big fan of Wicks, actually. I prefer it to B&Q. So just to give you an idea on costs, the charcoal coloured block paving bricks there, they're 50p each, and I bought 70 of those, so £35 on those ones. The big slabs here were £17.50, and they are 600 by 600. And then at the back there, I've got some half-size ones, so they're 600 by 300. So yeah, the big ones £17.50 and the smaller ones are £9 each. And generally they do charge, if I bought this whole lot from Wix and got it delivered, they would have charged me £35 postage on it. Now, a good little trick is they have up to a certain weight that they will deliver for £4, and then after that, it becomes much more expensive. So basically, I had all of the grey cobbles delivered and all of the sand delivered, and that was £4 on that one. And then I went to a Wix and basically bought the slabs and 3 bags of cement for the rest of the project. So yeah, total delivery cost was £4 plus the just running to B&Q, which is about 3.5 miles away for me. So the next stage of the project will be I will lay out the slabs just to see the pattern and to make sure that it all kind of works. And then the next stage after that will be to reduce the size of, oh, that's Amber, our dog. So we have a Great Dane. Amber, come here. She maybe come over. And Amber's a very curious dog. Amber, here. Here she comes. So the next stage really is to strip off the rest of this soil to a bit lower level, and then that will form. Oh, hello. And that will basically form the foundation for the new patio. And I will put the cobbles in the sides first, and then basically adjust all the heights, and then we should end up with a really nice path that solves my sort of boggy area situation. And as you can see with all these trees, the eucalyptus and that around, they shade out this area quite a lot. So let's have a look at the area with all the slabs laid out. So here we have the patio slabs are all laid out, ready to go. So as you can see, it's a mixture of the brand new slabs and some existing slabs that I had. And the next stage really is to do the brick edging either side of the pathway with the grey charcoal blocks there. And I need to pressure wash off the slabs that are my old existing slabs, because believe it or not, they are grey underneath there. And then once the blocks are in either side, I will then have to just dig out the rest just to get the right level. And then it will be basically sand and cement base going in there. I'm roughly happy with the slabs. If anything, this one at the front here, it's going to obviously have a cut across here to that corner, so that these blocks will continue along here and into the corner. There obviously have to be some blocks that are cut as well. The only thing I'm not so keen on it is obviously this one and this one look a bit kind of similar, but I'm thinking once that corner is taken off like that, it'll actually look all right. And for strength and everything, because if I switch slabs around so that the joins are in a different direction, then obviously that's not going to work here. If I flip these ones, you're going to have too many small ones in one row here, which is a little bit of a, it sort of mucks up the whole kind of strength pattern here. So this is it from this side, and I'll just go to where the arbor is looking back on it. So looking back from the arbor direction, you can kind of see where the blocks on the right hand side, I've just placed a few there just to get the gap right and just to get the curve correct on the actual pathway, because there is a slight curve on it which is a little bit more tricky, and there will be some sort of weird shaped triangular gaps in there, but once that's all filled in with the sort of grey sand and cement, all of the kind of joints there, it will look absolutely fine. And as you can see here, the blocks run along here and then they're going to run off down this direction. I will tweak the bed here because obviously that little bit of grass needs to come off, and the blocks will shift that way a little bit, so there'll be a tiny little bit more flower bed space on there. but ultimately it will give me a nice pathway here instead of a muddy grassy mess. The grass really struggled to grow under here. I've got some big-ish kind of trees going to eventually be growing here as well. So as the Trachycarpus gets bigger, I didn't want this. This was always a continual mud bath here. Once it opens out onto this bit of lawn, it's actually not too bad. And we use the fire pit area and everything like that, and that should be absolutely fine. But this is the main traffic to and from the arbour, and certainly from about October onwards, definitely like during Halloween, the pathway here just gets so muddy, and it's usually quite mossy and damp anyway. The only consideration I've got to leave here is you'll see a missing block, because that is the sprinkler head which pops up, and yeah, I needed to allow that, and I need to drop one of the irrigation pipes a little bit lower. So yeah, so that's at that stage, and once I kind of get these videos together, you'll see the progress of this pathway. The next video is obviously going to be about it all sort of going into position and everything, so I'm going to try and get some good video footage of that. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video and the sort of midway point of this project, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching.